Beloved, this episode is one of the most liberating and one of the most tender conversations we will have in this arc. And I want to ease us into it gently because what we're exploring today touches the very core of how you've come to see yourself. Let's begin with this simple but profound truth. Most of what you think is you is actually learned identity, not authentic identity. And this is not your fault. It is not failure. It's not a sign that you're disconnected or confused. It's simply what happens when a sensitive, perceptive, intelligent human grows up in a world that teaches performance before authenticity. So today, we're going to explore something incredibly important. The difference between who you think you are and who you actually are. Not to shame the roles you've held, but to free you from the identities that were never meant to define you. Let's walk gently into this. Part 1. How you built an identity that isn't really yours. Beloved, identity is shaped long before you have access to true choice. The moment you realized what earned affection, what kept the peace, what prevented conflict, what earned praise, what protected you, what made others comfortable, what avoided punishment, what reduced stress from the adults around you, you began shaping a version of yourself to match the environment. Not because you were being manipulative, but because you were being adaptive. Identity formed in childhood is often a response, a shield, a survival strategy, a way of belonging, a way of avoiding pain. But it's not the authentic self, it's the learned self. A brilliant, resourceful, resilient version of you, yes, but still not the real you. Part 2. The identities you borrowed without realizing it. Let's slow down here and explore some examples because this is where the revelation happens. Beloved, you may have internalized identities that originated from someone else's unresolved world. If you grew up around anxiety, you may believe it's just who you are. If you grew up with emotionally unavailable caregivers, you may think self-reliance is just your personality. If you grew up calming other people, you may think being the peacekeeper is your natural role. If you grew up with high expectations, you may think perfectionism is just how you're wired. If you grew up being praised for overgiving, you may think self-sacrifice is your purpose. None of these are identity. They are rehearsed versions of you, versions that once earned you safety, love, or stability. But beloved, these versions are not the truth of who you are. Part 3. The moment you feel the cracks. There comes a moment, and you may already be in it, when your learned identity begins to crack. It feels like exhaustion, irritation, emotional numbness, a lack of motivation, a sense of being trapped, not recognizing yourself, losing passion for things that once defined you, feeling disconnected from your own life, waking up and thinking, this isn't me. These cracks are not breakdowns, they're breakthroughs. It is your inner being saying, this isn't my identity. This is the identity I learned to survive. And beloved, the moment this truth becomes felt, not just understood, everything changes. Part 4. The gentle collapse of the false self. Contrary to what people fear, the dismantling of false identity is not violent. It is gentle, subtle, sometimes almost imperceptible. It begins with saying no in places you used to automatically say yes, allowing yourself to rest when you would have pushed, speaking more honestly, living more slowly, feeling emotions you used to numb, not forcing connections or conversations, no longer performing, craving truth, craving simplicity, craving silence, craving authenticity. This is your system recalibrating itself. Your frequency is trying to rise. Your sovereign self is surfacing. Your learned self is softening. And this softening isn't a loss, it's a return. Part 5. What is actually you? So what is the authentic you? How do you know? Beloved, the authentic you has very specific qualities. You feel clear, not confused. You feel peaceful, not perfect. You feel grounded, not guarded. You feel open, not overwhelmed. You feel connected, not clingy. You feel steady, not performative. You feel true, not agreeable. The authentic you doesn't strive, it resonates. The authentic you doesn't force, it chooses. The authentic you doesn't perform, it expresses. And the most important part, the authentic you feels like home. Part 6, a practice for today. Identity sorting. This is a gentle, compassionate practice that will help you separate the true you from the learned you. Take a piece of paper and draw 2 columns. Column 1, label it who I think I am. Column 2, label that who I actually am. Start slowly. In column 1, write the identities that feel heavy, obligatory, or inherited. These may be: I am the one who keeps everyone together. I am the dependable one. I am the overthinker. I am the strong one. I am the responsible one. I am the one that doesn't need help. Then feel into column 2. Not with your mind, but with your heart. These may sound like: I'm sensitive, I'm intuitive, I'm creative, I'm gentle, I'm present, I'm compassionate, I'm expressive, I'm deeply aware. You will know the difference because learned identities feel constrictive and true identities feel relieving. Let this practice be an act of remembrance, not correction.